Hi everyone, this is Isatis. Today I'm going to speak about, is aging a state of mind? Well, everybody might think, well, yes, or they might think, no, it's really happening. But the truth is, it's both. It's yes and it's no. The truth about our bodies is that they seem to be designed for planned obsolescence. What that means is that they're planned to eventually deteriorate and go away. Ultimately, that isn't true. But in our society and the way that most people think, it certainly does appear that that is the case. So I'm not going to spend today telling you about the monks and the gurus that live in the Himalayas that are 197 years old and all of those kinds of things, but I will tell you that that occurs. But I'm going to speak to kind of like where most of us are in the world, which is that we see things occurring in a cycle and we seem like we're a part of that cycle. Well, from one perspective, we are, unless we really shift completely out of it, which the majority of people do not. But there are a few things that you can do. So I'm going to get to those in a minute, but first I'd like to ask you, does it seem like everybody's getting older? I mean, seriously, if you are over 40 or maybe even over 50, you might look around and it seems like everybody's old. Or when you see people that are like 20, it's like, oh, are they still wearing diapers or something? Because they seem so very young. And yet, you know what, when I was in high school, I remember very clearly thinking, I can't wait till I get old, like 20. Because when I'm 20, I'll be able to eat chocolate and my face won't break out because I'll be past all the stuff that happens when you're in your teens. I mean, I thought 20 was old. And then when I was 20, I thought 30 was really up there. And I remember that when I was just about 30 and I was working in medicine, and I used to think I was giving as one woman, she just stuck with me. I don't remember her name, but she was probably like 40, 42, something like that. And I would give her B12 shots every week. And I used to think to myself, God, she is really old. And I remember that there were girlfriends of some of the people that we hung out with that seemed archaic. They were probably 42. But the bottom line is that our perception shifts with where we're at. So when we're 40, 50, might seem a little older. When you're 50, then 60 seems old. When you're 60, 70 seems like you're getting there. But most of the people that I know that are 60 think, 70 is not so old. They think, 80, maybe, but not really. So the point of all of this is where's your head set? What do you think about aging? What do you think about and how do you feel when you look in the mirror? Do you allow yourself to recognize that you are amazing internally, regardless of the signs that your body is really presenting? Are you buying into the belief systems that so many people believe in, that when you get older, you can't think straight, you don't have as good a memory, your bones and those kinds of things ache, and that your joints don't feel good? Well, some of that may appear to be true, but it doesn't have to be. Where are you at with that? So I know that because of the planned obsolescence, that for some, their knees get more, the cartilage and the cartilage and the ligaments, they become a little bit thinner from rubbing, depending upon how much weight you've held and how much activity you've done and all of those kinds of things. So my question to you is, how much of the world's belief systems are you buying into? And that's an important piece for you to be thinking about, because that kind of thinking is going to make a complete and total difference in all the rest of what it is that you are experiencing with your whole aging thing. So here's the deal. You are an amazing being. Your body may be going through changes, but how you think about it and what you do with it is what is really paramount. Because there isn't anything that you can do except control your thoughts. Although there are a few things you really could do, but your thoughts are still going to be the forerunner of that. So what could you do? You could buy into the belief system that what you eat has something to do with how you age. You could buy into taking care of your skin has something to do with how you age. You could buy into the belief systems that if you exercise and keep the oxygen running through your body so you feel alive, those are kinds of things that could be helpful for you. And there are a lot of studies that have shown that doing some of these things make a significant difference in the way you feel. Because it's really not about your age, it's about how you feel with your age. And your headset, your mindset has everything to do with that. How you treat your body has everything to do with that. So you don't have to go along and say, well, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70, and so my whole life is a mess or gone. That's silly. There are many people that live until very, very long ages, hundreds, over 100, and they're still out there kicking booty. I bought my Papillon. Some of you have seen that I love my dogs. My Papillon was purchased from a man who's 87. He's still showing dogs, breeding them, and he's awesome. When I flew back to get my puppy a year ago, less than a year ago, he picked me up at the airport and I stayed at his house. He took me to dinner. He took me to lunch. Really? So how's that for mindset? And a friend of mine, actually kind of a relative, she's 96. She dresses up every day. She wears her heels. She goes to her luncheons. Okay, does that give you a clue? Does it give you a clue about what's going on in you? Because what you think about the most is going to happen. If you think you're getting old, if you think your memory's getting bad, if you think your body's going to go downhill, it will. It absolutely will. So today you get to decide, do I choose to be in the graceful experience of living every day without putting my emphasis on my age or what's happening in my body? Because I personally have, been very athletic, and I have a severed right meniscus in my knee. Well, I could be, like, oh my God, I'm so old, I could be crippled or something. Well, I know people that are 19 that have that happening. It doesn't have to do with age. It has to do with what you have in your life and how you're going to perceive it, how you're going to frame it. And that's going to make the decision for you, whether you're going to be happy, sad, mad, or glad. It's up to you. So remember, where you put your focus is where you are going to have your experiences. And if you think old, you will be old. If you hang out with old people that are waiting to die and they're victimized by their life, you will fall right into that trench with them. So live alive, live with fervor, live with passion, and be around people that are really loving life, because those people will help uplift you. They will keep your energy where it really deserves to be, and be around healthy people. Be around people that eat healthy, that think healthy, that speak healthy, that are not living in a place where they're constantly being negative about other people and they're not finding fault with everyone, including themselves, because those people will bring you down. And the people that are seeing life for, yes, I love my life, those are the people that are going to help remind you that life is about living here, right now, every day, in full service. So what it is that you are going to do is you're going to have the option today to make a decision for yourself. Are you going to be old and decrepit and grumpy and no brain power? Are you going to step up and say, I am an amazing being. I love my body and I love how powerful it is. I love how young I feel. Because your numbers don't matter. It's how you feel that matters. It's what you do with your life every day that matters. That's what you want to be focusing on. And when you do that, you're really going to enjoy no matter how many years you are here. Because that's the key, is what's in here, what's up here, and the rest doesn't matter at all. So I so appreciate your sharing this video, because I'll bet you know somebody that you've heard say, oh my God, I feel so old, or people my age, you hear that one, people my age have this, or, well, when I was younger. All of these kinds of terms tell you how much these people are being focused on getting older, and they're using it as a reason, as an excuse to not stand up and be who they are. So share this with those people, please, and comment. How are you staying young? How are you feeling as every day passes by and you become more of life or more of death, because that's really the two extremes that you're in. Living to die or living to live, express, and be. So thank you for sharing and commenting. And your question for today is, what if I felt the true love, connection, and youth of who I truly am? That's something to think about. That's something to ask. And something else that you can say to yourself is, what if I allowed myself to feel joy regardless of what's going on anywhere in my life or anyone else's? So until next time, feel a hug. Thanks so much for being with me. I appreciate you.